Hi friends, welcome to Little Ukes. I'm so glad that you're joining me today. Here on the channel, I teach ukulele lessons for kids ages 4 and up, and we have lots of chord tutorials, note tutorials, and lessons to teach songs here. Today we're actually doing something a little bit different. Instead of learning a song, we're going to be exploring some music-related picture books for kids. This is such a fantastic way to spark our curiosity about music. I'm a big fan of family read-alouds, and there have been lots of studies that have shown the benefits of reading aloud, even with children who already know how to read themselves. So I encourage all of you to check out these books, and there are lots of other great music-related picture books as well. I have a printable list in the description below of all 8 books, and it can kind of check each one off as you go if you like doing that, and I will also give you a quick introduction to each book now. So the first one on the list is called Music is for Everyone. It's by Jill Barber, illustrated by Sydney Smith. This book has a fantastic message of connection and inclusivity. It also shows a lot of different styles of music and different instruments, so it's great for just introducing kids to the spectrum of musical styles and maybe seeing what instrument they like. Next up, we have The Listening Walk by Paul Showers, illustrated by Aliki. This book isn't specifically about music, but it's about using our listening abilities. So this is about a girl who goes for a walk with her family, and she's really observing and listening to the world around her, which is something that is so important for us as we're learning an instrument to develop that skill. So I really like this for talking about listening and working on our own listening. Next up, we have the book We Shall Overcome, The Story of a Song, written by Debbie Levy, illustrated by Vanessa Brantley Newton. This is a phenomenal book that looks at the role that this song had in the civil rights movement and in some other movements around the world. This is a really great one for having conversations with our children about social justice, anti-racism, and also teaching them about some really important moments in history in a really immediate way because it's through the lens of this song. So I'm a huge fan of this book. A recent book that I think is just amazing is Because by Mo Willems, illustrated by Amber Wren. This teaches us about our connection and inspiration from past music to the present. It kind of shows the connection of music of the past and then to today, finding our own musical voice. This book is so wonderful. It has given me chills on a few occasions when I've read it. I highly recommend it. I'm a big fan of this book, Lorraine, The Girl Who Sang the Storm Away, written by Ketch Secor, illustrated by Higgins Bond. This book is about a girl who has to encounter a tough situation. She loves music, but a storm comes, things change, and she has to figure out how to preserve her musical voice and work through that. And I just love the way that she handles the situation, that she deals with adversity. And there's a great lesson for our kids in this, in addition to just getting musically inspired by what she's doing. This book is near and dear to my heart because it's about the ukulele, very special. This is usually one of the first books I read to my students when they start the ukulele because it gives such a great overview of the instrument, really teaches us about how we can travel in our imagination even when we're at home. And I think these days that's a really important lesson for all of us. It has a great description of what can make music magical for us, what can make the ukulele magical for us. There's also a CD and a chord chart in here, so this is just a really great resource for any young ukulele players out there. So you can see these cool chords in here. Next up, we have Dancing Hands, How Teresa Carreño Played the Piano for President Lincoln, written by Margarita Engel, illustrated by Rafael Lopez. And this is an incredible true story of a young woman who traveled to the United States and performed for Abraham Lincoln. This is just amazing, and this is another one that could really be connected with a history unit. This is an incredible true story, so I hope you enjoy it. The last book on the list is The Music of Life, Bartolomeo Cristofori and the Invention of the Piano by Elizabeth Rush, illustrated by Marjorie Priceman. This book is pretty advanced. I know with my kids who are on the younger side, who are preschool age, I generally would break this into a couple of reading sessions. But this book is well worth looking at even with young kids because it teaches a fantastic moment in music history, but it also introduces kids to a lot of musical terms. This is a really good one for teaching kids some terms about dynamics like piano and forte, crescendo, decrescendo, things like that. So there's really a lot to unpack in this book, both in terms of music and just in terms of geography and history as well. Well, I hope that you saw something in that lineup that really spoke to you. I hope that you'll get to do some good reading in addition to playing music, and I can't wait to play with you again soon. Happy practicing and reading.